Now, the Livewire.
I'll listen to Sinatra, Dean Martin, Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, stuff like that, because I'm in no danger of singing like them, being like them, or anything else. But the structure of those songs, you will see similarities in the stuff that I write.
Here's the Livewire with Branden.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Livewire. I'm Branden, and today's guest is a first on this show because he's my first repeat guest. Joining me again is Benjamin Del Shreve, a good friend of mine, a songwriter whose solo and acoustic work has a way of making people stop and smile, feel a little better than they did a few minutes earlier. Whether it's a small room or a big gig, Benjamin has this rare ability to leave people happier than he found them. And that shows up just as much in his music as it does in his actions. He's a great dude. This Friday, Benjamin's taking part in To the Table, a benefit supporting Feeding Northwest Arkansas. We'll talk more about it today on the pod. We're also going to talk about the writing process, his acoustic work, and why this cause means so much to him. So let's jump in. This is Benjamin Del Shreve, back on the Livewire.
May your pain and your scars tell on how strong you are, and may your tears tell on how you will laugh long and hard, and in the snow may you know you will walk in the sand once again.
We should give you like a punch card, Ben. You know, like you get 5 of these, I'll buy you a foot long or something. You get a free sub.
Yeah, right? I feel like if I was an SNL cast member, I would have like a green jacket or some shit at this point, you know?
It's not a green jacket. We're going purple, where it's a purple jacket that you get, Ben. And it'll be a nice, sexy one. Well, welcome to the Livewire. You actually do have a record here. You're the first repeat guest of the Livewire. I figured that would be perfect.
Ooh.
One of my favorite artists on the show. And Ben, just wanted to ask you how you're doing. You know, there's a lot of things going on in the world. It's been kind of hectic, and just wondering how you're doing.
Just trying to be a light to people. Like it really is one of those times that it's difficult to, you know, find the difference between, hey, we're not all supposed to be alike, and hey, that's not right. You know, This is just kind of a strange time, and hey, but we're here for it. You know, if we're here, then we're here for it, and just trying to be the right guy at the right time right now. That's all I can say. What about you? How are you?
Yeah, I think the same thing, man. A lot of noise, a lot of division. I've just kind of been staying the course and, like you said, trying to be a light and trying to spread some joy of the art of music. So I think this podcast is really helping me out, kind of focusing on this. And, you know, we're getting ready to help out on Friday To the Table, a benefit supporting Feeding Northwest Arkansas.
We give meals out every week. It's not the sort of thing that we vet folks. Doesn't matter who you are, what you do. Like you said, food insecure. Obviously, Arkansas is the number one food insecure state in the country, which is crazy to think. But, you know, it's not always about an ongoing need. Sometimes it's a bad week, or, you know, a death in the family, or elderly, or single parents. We see a lot of single parents and stuff. So, you know, it's tough to get by sometimes, but ultimately, you know, we prepare meals every week, and they're prepared meals, and they're designed for you to sign up online through our socials. And like I said, we don't vet you. We don't care where you're from or how many you sign up for. And then you just have to be able to come pick them up. Currently, we're giving them out in Bentonville every Wednesday.
What does this mean to you to help out and to give back like this?
Well, I like this. I like that this one, I would work with anybody who's trying to help anybody, right? You know, if the Catholic Church was doing a benefit, I'd be down. You know, people, you can say things about the Catholic Church, but they ain't all bad. You can find something bad about them if you want to, but it's not just all about that. But you can kind of do that with any organization. And one thing I like about this is that it's really kind of white labeling the whole thing and just saying, hey, we're just helping people just because we want to help people. And it's not based on any particular religion. It's not based on any particular, belief government-wise. And I like that, man. Why does it always have to come under an umbrella like that?
Right, I agree. Or like you have to have something to give, or you have to give your time or listen to some sort of message. And sometimes it's about getting back to work. And, these people, you got to feel, bad for people that have been sick or that have been injured. You always think about the needy, for people that need meals, like they don't have money, or it's not always that way. It could be someone that's going through a hard time, maybe a grandma that, doesn't have a ride places and someone's picking up food for her. And let me tell you, Ben, to the table, I was there like last week. The food is just, it's like chef caliber food. It's not just slop on a plate. Yeah, they are just making some incredible meals out there. So, it's not just about feeding, it's about dinner. And they kind of put in that message to be around the table with your loved ones. And that's a big deal, especially right now. We were talking about with all the chaos and the stress of everything, as a songwriter, just as a human. How do you cope with these times? How are you coping? Are you showing the empathy, love for your neighbors? How do you do that?
I remember, like, the last time you and I talked, like, you could tell we were just buckling down. And it was one of those, I can't deal with this if I'm not helping somebody else. It's seriously, like, if I'm just surviving, it doesn't work. I've got to be trying to make it to where, I don't know if you ever saw that Italian movie, Life is Beautiful, back in the day. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think I have.
Bro, it's so good. Just watching the Italian actor received his award for Best Actor, I believe it was, is worth the price of admission. But basically, it's right when World War II started to happen, and he ends up in a concentration camp, and he's keeping his kids under wraps. And basically, the boy, his son, thinks the whole time that they're playing a game, and if you can hide when he tells you to hide, then you're going to win an army tank at the end of this game. And so the whole time, the dad is just making it sound like this kid's playing this really hard game, and the kid has no idea he's in a concentration camp.
Yeah.
And so it was really beautiful, because it's just like, man, by the end of this movie, I mean, you're crying like a bitch, you know what I mean? But also, it's just like, how beautiful is it that this guy just spent the whole time distracting the kid from what was really going on for the kid's sake. And that's kind of like with stuff like this. I mean, me and my wife, we processed it. We talked about it. Me and my stepson, we talked about it. But it really is, at the end of the day, I'm just a damn clown when it comes down to it. I'm just finding new ways to do something stupid for them to laugh in between sentences. Right. That's my job. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like that too. Like, I just need to, let my loved ones know that everything's going to be okay. It's hard to see that sometimes. There is something I like to do, and that's listen to your music. That actually does help. People often talk about this. I have friends that are just super fans of Benjamin Del Shreve. They have songs. I'll be at their house, and they'll just come on with something that I haven't ever heard before from you. And they're like, oh, no, you don't know this track? If it sure has that effect on people. Do you see that as part of the same mission? Spreading kindness, connection through your art?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I grew up, you and I have been friends for a long time. I grew up in, like, the ministry and stuff like that. But after a while, even that just seemed to walled off. Kind of like what we were talking about earlier. Mm-hmm. It's like you have to pay a subscription to this religion or to this belief system in order to perform acts of kindness. And she's like, no, they're free. Period, statement, declarative sentence. If you want to treat someone I love kindly, I don't care if you're a Buddhist, or if you're a Hindu, if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, but kindness that's universal. Everyone has a right to it. And so for me, also I've been pretty open about the fact that I've really struggled with, depression and anxiety and, things of that nature. And so a lot of the time when I'm writing music, it's an exercise to make other people feel like I don't, because sometimes, man, it gets really dark in here, but that doesn't mean I'm going to write a song that makes you feel the way I do. I don't want you to feel like that,
Right.
and so it's kind of like my wife, I know I've mentioned it to you. She's like, you need to get your money's worth. It's because you're on that spectrum that you can write music like that without having any lessons. But it's also because you're on that spectrum that sometimes you're standing in front of a coffee pot thinking you're going to die and nothing's going on,
Yeah.
And so it's just trying to be a light to people for no reason, for no reward, but because you just want them to feel the way that you would like to feel yourself. Do unto others, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, I totally agree. I've always looked up to you for that. Felt like you were always just a leader when it came to kindness and reaching out and connecting with your audience. And so, I took that with me, and I still do everywhere I go. I think
You do it every day.
Yeah, it's something that I think that showing your light, it's a big part of, being a human. Being just someone in the neighborhood, being part of your community. You have to do this. And so I think it's part of our job. And, I remember way back in the day, this is kind of changing gears a little bit, but I remember way back in the day when you wrote those songs that really brought us together. And I was really impressed with your writing style. Because I remember overhearing a conversation with you and one of your bandmates, and you're like, I don't want to listen to this music. I don't want to listen to that song. I actually don't like to listen to very much music because you don't want to get inspired too much or maybe rip someone off of a lyric or a beat or some sort of hook. So you didn't really listen to other bands very much.
Yeah, I was really careful about it. I guess I still am. I just want to make sure that if I get inspiration, that comes from within, not from without. I don't want externals to have too much to do with what I'm producing, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of difficult sometimes because there's a lot of noise, like you said. But for me, it's almost like I have to kind of put a date on it. Like I'll listen to Sinatra, Dean Martin, Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, stuff like that, because I'm in no danger of singing like them, being like them, or anything else. But the structure of those songs, you will see similarities in the stuff that I write, because it's kind of may start off with the chorus and then verse, chorus, verse, chorus, chorus, bridge, yada yada, and so that's okay. I'm okay with that. But once you start listening to new bands, I'll hear some stuff that I don't think I'm in any danger of. I don't know if you listen JMSN, clickbait.
Scared straight. God sakes. My mistake. Clickbait.
They're kind of newer, just cool music, just weird, out of my wheelhouse. But
yeah.
First time I heard them, I'm like, those guys are weird. And I really enjoyed it. I really like some of that kind of stuff. You'll get into Sigur Rós and different bands, and I'm in no danger of joining a band that sounds like Sigur Rós. So I'll listen to that, But then Hammock, they're one of my favorite bands. I have a whole thing set up just for meditation with those guys, But again, there's no way I'm ever going to get on a stage and set up all my nerd gear and then play all this stuff that's going to put everyone to sleep. You know what I mean? And I love that those guys do that, but I'm not knocking down the door to go to their show. But it is cool that music's out there, right?
Yeah. I figure so, like, I don't know, if you hear a song that just happens to be on the radio you're listening to with a friend, you're like, hey, turn that off, it's too good. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
We're running out of time here with the pod, so I wanted to ask you a few questions about your performance coming up on Friday. It's a little different because when you do these solo projects, when you do these kind of you in a room kind of situation, does it feel different? Do you prepare differently? How do you get ready for a gig like this?
With something like that, I don't prepare for it at all. I make sure that my gear is set, and that basically I have like 4 versions of how the night can go ready. And then I just feel the audience. Like sometimes your background music and stuff like this. You know, sometimes they want to dance. Sometimes they want originals. And so I just want to have like everything ready for them and just make sure that the production's tip top as best as I can. So it's up to them. I'm there for them. It's not about me.
I think that's that's definitely, we're going to be going crazy. So we want you to dance, put that one on, please. I want that one. You know, we saw this performance not too long ago in downtown Rogers with you, and my daughter has seen you perform, which I feel so lucky. I feel like she's lucky. She's already seen you perform like 3 times. She's not even 2 years old.
I remember.
Yeah, she's already a big fan of Benjamin Del Shreve, and I know a lot of fans out there of the music, and we're inviting you out there. You still have a few chances to get some tickets to the table. You can follow us on the X's Facebook page as we're sharing it there, and on my personal page. To the Table, Feeding Northwest Arkansas, and we'll give you some more information on that. Just after this, Benjamin, before we leave you, I wanted you to give a kind word to some of your listeners. You know, things, of course, have been pretty crazy. I know a lot of people going through some stresses. So if you had one thing to tell all of your listeners right now, what would it be?
You know, I think a very powerful thing to keep in mind, and we touched on this earlier, but if everyone could keep in mind that you need people who aren't like you in your life. And then we do have to find the difference between that and people who are just, wrong or bad. But you have to realize that a saw blade has no effect if there's no valleys and no peaks, right? And so for me, it's like, man, thank God I was raised around so many prudes who talked about sex and rock and roll like it was a sin, because they're the ones who made it so electrifying for me. You know, thank God for those prudes for being so prudish. If it wasn't for them, I would have taken it for granted. But now I just think rock and roll rock, you know? Yeah. And so it's just like, let those people, let them be a prude. But there's obviously a line that we're seeing right now. It's not just prudes. It's not just red and blue. It's becoming assassinations. And so that's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so we need to do what we can do about that. But at the end of the day, not everyone is doing that. Don't try to polarize everybody, because you don't want to be polarized, right?
That's right.
Treat people like you want to be treated.
That's right. That's a big message. Yeah. And we're going to feed Northwest Arkansas with To the Table. This benefit is just kicking off in 2026. So really excited to share with Northwest Arkansas what we're doing. 500 to 1,000 plates served every week with Justin Malonson. And
wow.
We'll be out there at the benefit with Benjamin Del Shreve coming up this Friday. We're going to play you out with a solo song from Benjamin. And we appreciate you coming up here for the second time on the Livewire, Benjamin. I've got the punch card, so you can get those 2 punches there.
Dude, I'm going to be your Alec Baldwin before this is all said and done, man. I've got you. Here are my sights, man.
Dude, I need this. I need this because it always inspires me, man. And you inspire so many other people, and it just makes me want to keep on doing these podcasts so I can get to the next interview with you. So looking forward to it, man.
You gotta realize, I mean, you've been doing this for years. I remember, like, just admiring your courage during the whole COVID thing and how you were such a light. I mean, so many conspiracy theories and crazy stuff was going on, and you were just such a light. Anytime you turned on 104.9 and you heard you talking, it wasn't electrifying the negativity. It was the opposite.
Yeah.
And so I'm super grateful for you for taking your stance and using your microphone to put good things out there and not bad things, man. I'm grateful for you. You're a freaking rock star, man.
Man, I appreciate that. I think it's the same thing as what you're talking about. It was just everyone's so scared, just all the chaos. It's nice to have something sort of a pillar and something that's familiar. So that's exactly why I've been on the X for so long. I like to do that, be a familiarity to Northwest Arkansas and obviously showcase what's going on here. And you're one of those things, man. You're on the, like, there'd be a Hollywood sign of local rock stars. You're definitely like, if we carve that out in a mountain, you would definitely be one of those. You're definitely a fedora up there at some point.
You're the best, man. Thank you. That's really sweet.
All right, brother. Thanks for being on the Livewire, man.
You're the best, man. Thank you.
Tell your mother I can mother her. Tell your lover I can love her. Tell the preacher he should straighten up. Tell the Lord you can dance. Heading home to my diamond. Hear my mockingbird rhyming. Feeling oh so well. I ain't gone to hell. They shot your big dream in the head. And when we tested for the fingerprints, found too many hands they held. They're gonna put it down. Time to wake up, Mr. Lazarus. Your late your sister Major Dan.